Picture this, it is late January 1959. Deep in the freezing, unforgiving expanse of the Ural Mountains in Russia, a group of 9 bright, experienced university students are laughing, singing, and packing their gear. They are led by a brilliant, ambitious 23-year-old named Igor Dyatlov. These aren't casual weekend hikers. They are seasoned mountaineers, engineering students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, fueled by youth, boundless curiosity, and a deep love for the wild. They are heading toward Kolat-Syakhl, a name that translates in the local Mansi language to a chilling phrase, Dead Mountain. At the time, none of them could have known that this trip wouldn't be wrong. It would become one of the most haunting, deeply unsettling unsolved mysteries in human history. Today, we're going to walk right into that snowstorm with them. We're going to look past the cold police files and remember the human beings behind the headlines, the dreams they carried, the terror they faced in the dark, and the chilling silence that followed them into the snow. The calm before the storm. To truly understand what happened, we have to go back to the warmth of the campfire. Imagine the scene, freezing winds howling outside their canvas tents, but inside, there's camaraderie. They are strumming a mandolin, writing in their shared travel diary, sharing inside jokes, and dreaming about the summit ahead. Among them is Yuri Krivonishenko, always cracking jokes to keep spirits high. There's Lyudmila Dubinina, full of artistic passion and keeping a meticulous journal of every step. There's Zinaida Kolmogorova, fiercely independent and deeply loyal to her friends. They felt invincible. Youth has a way of making you feel like the elements can't touch you. But Kolat-Syakhl didn't care about their youth, their degrees, or their dreams. When one of their members, Yuri Yudin, had to turn back early due to joint pain, he had no idea he was walking away from a ghost train. He was the lucky one, the lone survivor of a group that was about to vanish off the face of the earth. As he said goodbye on the trail, he hugged his friends, promising to see them in a couple of weeks. They never came back. The vanishing. Days bled into weeks. When the group missed their scheduled check-in date in mid-February, panic set in. Search parties were launched, volunteers, soldiers, rescue workers braving blinding snow and sub-zero temperatures. What the search teams eventually found on the slopes of Dead Mountain on February 26 still defies easy explanation. It started with their tent. It was ripped open, not from the outside, but sliced open from the inside. Footprints told a terrifying story. 9 people, some of them completely shoeless, some in just socks or single layers of clothing, fleeing in absolute, blind panic down the mountain toward the edge of the treeline, a mile and a half away. Think about that for a second. In -30-degree weather, running away from a warm tent into freezing wilderness requires a level of terror that ordinary logic cannot comprehend. You don't slash your way out of shelter and run into a blizzard unless whatever is inside that tent is infinitely more terrifying than freezing to death. The horror in the woods. As the search party followed the footprints down to the edge of the forest, the scene grew darker. Underneath a large cedar tree, the searchers found the first 2 bodies. They were shoeless, wearing only undergarments, and the lower branches of the tree were broken high up, suggesting someone had desperately tried to climb up to see or escape something. Nearby, 3 more bodies were found scattered on the slope, frozen in positions that looked like they were desperately crawling back toward the safety of the base camp. It took months, until the spring thaw melted the deep snows, to find the remaining 4 hikers hidden in a ravine deep in the woods. And when they were found, the mystery mutated into something truly nightmarish. While some died of severe hypothermia, others had sustained catastrophic, bone-crushing injuries. One had severe skull damage. Others had major chest fractures. To make things even more baffling, there were no external wounds or bruises on their skin to match the massive internal trauma, as if they had been squeezed by an immense, crushing force. And one of the women was found missing her tongue and eyes. Investigators threw everything at the case: an avalanche, a katabatic wind event, military testing, an attack by local indigenous tribes, or even something bizarre in the atmosphere. To this day, none of the theories completely line up with every single piece of physical evidence. The echoes left behind. For decades, the Dyatlov Pass incident has been a magnet for conspiracy theorists, filmmakers, and curious minds across the globe. But beneath all the theories about UFOs, secret government weapons, and Yetis, there is a profound human tragedy that often gets lost in the noise. These were real people. They had families who wept for them, friends who missed them, and futures that were stolen in a single, silent night on a freezing mountain slope in Russia. When you look at their final photographs developed from recovered cameras, blurry snapshots of smiling faces around a campfire, shadows stretching across the snow, it hits you right in the chest. They had no idea what was waiting for them out in the dark. They went looking for adventure, but they found eternity instead. And as long as the wind howls across Kolat-Syakhl, the mountains will keep their secrets, whispering the names of the 9 souls who walked up into the snow, and never came back down. What kind of visual or opening hook are you thinking of using right at the start of the video to pull viewers straight into this atmosphere?